Office has been in contact with law enforcement leadership about the situation. Late Tuesday night, several fights broke out in and near a protest camp on the grounds of UCLA's Westwood campus. Protesters were hit with projectiles, fireworks, tear gas, and pepper spray, leaving several injured.
Police in the Georgian capital, Tbilisi, have fired water cannons and tear gas to disperse crowds protesting against a controversial foreign agent bill. Under the proposal, media organisations and NGOs that receive more than 20% of their funding from overseas would need to register as serving the interests of a foreign power. Critics of the move say it mirrors similar laws in place in Russia. William Denslow reports.
According to opinion polls, at least 80% of Georgians support closer ties with the European Union. The country was granted candidate status back in December, but the EU says the foreign agent bill is incompatible with European values. Critics of the bill say its passage will severely damage Tbilisi's efforts of joining the bloc. Despite protests, Georgian lawmakers are expected to back a second reading of the bill, supported by the ruling Dream Party.
Nigeria has raised the salaries for government workers between 25 and 35% as Africa's biggest economy grapples with its worst cost of living crisis in nearly 30 years. A new national minimum wage is also being discussed as unions argue the current monthly minimum of $21 is not enough, especially in the face of inflation that's currently just over 33%. More than 100 schools in New Delhi and neighbouring satellite towns received a bomb threat by email in the early hours of Wednesday. Several schools were evacuated and many closed after receiving the threat. Priyata Brajbasi has more.
Police personnel, fire tenders and bomb disposal squads carried out searches at several Delhi schools and officials say no suspicious items have been discovered so far. The Delhi government has requested parents and citizens not to panic, adding that the government is in constant touch with the police and schools. Delhi police say several schools received a bomb threat around 4 a.m. local time. An initial probe has found the IP address of emails is likely located outside the country. Some school authorities say that hoax bomb threats have become more common in recent years, but this is the first time so many schools have been targeted in one go.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, checking in today on the state of the US relationship with China after their face-to-face meeting on the sidelines of the APEC summit in California last autumn. Presidents Biden and Xi expressed hope that a new era of communication and, in some limited areas, collaboration was upon them. Long-abandoned hotlines were re-established. There was talk of working together to reduce the flow of fentanyl into the United States, but the US is now angry over China's aggressive use of water cannon against Filipino vessels in the South China Sea and worried about whether Beijing is supplying weapons to Russia. The Chinese deny it. Bob McMahon of America's Council on Foreign Relations.
I'm thinking back to what now seems like a very remote period, which was only late last fall, the Biden-Xi summit. And one of the takeaways that people were touting as a positive was like, oh, we're ready to talk again and cooperate on potentially limiting the fentanyl supplies. If all these other things weren't going on, one would say, great, we can spend some time on an issue that could actually save some lives. But it just seems like an issue like that gets crowded out while you're talking about making sure there's signaling in place so that there's not a mishap in South China Sea, East China Sea, over Russia, Ukraine. The issues are so epic. It's just maybe like managing this as opposed to trying to solve anything.
Of course, neither side last autumn indicated that one face-to-face meeting in California could possibly solve all of the difficulties in the bilateral relationship. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, police in Los Angeles were called to the UCLA campus when violence broke out between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli protesters. It comes as a number of US universities have seen protests over the war in Gaza. Police in the Georgian capital, Tbilisi, have fired tear gas at crowds protesting against a controversial foreign agent bill. And many schools in and around New Delhi were forced to close after more than 100 received an emailed bomb threat. That's the latest feature story news. John Beaver reporting.
Come on, boy. Yeah. Good boy.
Yeehaw! Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It is our Wednesday Community Roundup. I'm Chuck Ritchie. I'm here with Sharon Ludwig. How you doing this morning, Sharon?
I am doing fine. That music just makes me a little peppier.
Right? Oh, so we got lots of stuff going on this week. We have the we got lots of stuff going on this weekend. We're going to talk about it later.
Yeah.
It seems like a very, very busy time for everybody right now.
I think it is, yes.
And I don't know if it makes it easier or harder to get up early in the morning.
Oh, it was hard for me to get up this morning.
Yeah, it does make it hard when you're trying to get everything done all at once and you've got 20 things to do and you're up all night trying to get stuff done because you got 4 days to do 20 days worth of work. So let's go ahead and get started into the weather here really quick to get us kicked off for the day. We're looking at a high of 60 degrees today with some clouds and some sun in the morning. It's going to get a little cloudier in the afternoon with a high, again, around 60 degrees for the day. 35 degrees overnight. 63 degrees for the high tomorrow and 39 for low. Friday looks like those nighttime highs are starting to warm up a little bit. I noticed a little bit of ice on the ground this morning.
Yeah, my windshield was iced over.
Yeah, looks like that's going to come to an end here pretty soon.
Oh, good.
Right? 66 and 46 for our low on Friday. 67 and 47 for Saturday with cloudy skies. Might have some rain coming back on Sunday and Monday. Looking like we're going to be in the mid-50s, mid-30s overnight on Monday, but still in the 40s overnight on Sunday. So it's going to be raining, but those temperatures are climbing a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe not so much during the day, but overnight, which makes a big difference, especially for people trying to get their gardens going.
Oh, yeah.
And, a little scary. We've got one of my kids planted some flowers the other day, and it was a little scary waking up this morning to see the ice on the ground. I went over and checked. They seem okay, but
just some kind can make it through, and some kind are just deader than a doornail.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, luckily my stuff is pretty much grown wild, other than the few new things we've planted. But hopefully everybody's stuff is okay out there. So anything new to report, Sharon, on your end? Anything from the theater you got going on?
Well, we have a few things we're going to talk about.
Yeah. We won't need to get into those quite right away.
Yeah.
We're going to get to those in a little bit. Really quick, again, No, I'll take this on because these things are hard to read. I was going to do the local birthdays on our local calendar here.
Okay, go ahead.
But the lighting in here is bad, and man, I really have a hard time reading these at times. And we are in May 1st today.
Isn't that amazing? It's still February in my brain. You know?
I know. It's still, it's still like last September in my brain.
Yeah.
I still have a hard time believing it's 2024 already.
And
now here we are in May. So here we go. I'm going to rip off April off the calendar there. April or May 1st. Oh, my goodness. I haven't even looked at this until just now. We have a lot of birthdays today. Today with local birthdays, we have Jenny Richmond, Rihanna Shelton, or Raina Shelton? Raina Shelton. Okay. Scott Ludwig.
That's my son, my oldest.
I was going to say, do you recognize that name?
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Thank you for letting us borrow your mom for the show this morning, Scott. Appreciate it. Gabriel Katie, Marie Dowding, and today is the Missisquoi Casino's 30th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem possible. Wow.
30th anniversary. They've got the new hotel up and running. And
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Sharon, let's go ahead and get over on our prep sheet there, and we will go over to bits and breaks and try to see what we have going on today. Do you want to get us kicked off or?
Sure. Okay. The first one says, whether you're new to your market or have been there for years, a unique and informative way to get to know what's happening behind the scenes is to take tours of local major employers, such as the auto parts plant, the place where they make breakfast cereal, or the factory where they crank out small engines for lawnmowers.
Ooh.
You know, when I was a kid, I went to school in Harrington, my grade school years, which is out of Spokane a ways, you know, and every year we got to go somewhere on a field trip, and we went to the Dairy Gold plant, we went to the potato chip plant, we went, you know, all kinds of those kind of things in Spokane, and, you know, we got ice cream bars when we were done with the tour at the Dairy
Yes.
Gold. You know, little boxes of chips and things like that. Yeah.
I know when we tour, we love going to those places.
Yeah.
You know, one of our favorites. It's always good. Is if there's ever any local candy manufacturer wherever you are.
Yeah.
Go see the candy being made, especially
Yeah.
the ones that do the hard candy and pull the taffy and do all.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, big
It's amazing.
machines that do that. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
We-
Yeah, the Tillamook cheese place in Oregon is really fascinating too.
Yes.
You walk above and around and watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to the Hammond's Candy Factory once in Colorado, and that place is massive.
Oh, yeah.
And they take you through all the rooms, and you get to see them, you know, doing the candy and mixing the hard candies and mixing all the chocolate. It's like being in, what do you call it, Wonka?
Willy Wonka's
Yeah.
chocolate factory.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And the thing that stuck out to me the most, they took us in the mint room. They had a special part of the building that was specifically set aside for mint in a sealed area because if they
Because of the smell?
yeah, because the mint was so powerful in that area. They
Wow.
warned anybody with any kind of sensitivities ahead of time that this part may not be for you. And man, you go in there and your eyes burned,
Wow.
your nose started running, and yeah, they have to keep it closed off from the rest of the facility, or everything will taste like mint.
Wow.
It was yeah, cool stuff, cool stuff. I could go on forever, but I'm a geek.
Yeah.
All right, keep going, Sherry.
Call the office. Let them know who you are and who you work for. And arrange a tour for you and your co-hosts or other air staff. Okay?
Or other air staff. Okay.
They must be talking to us. You and I. We're supposed to go take tours. Yeah.
Let's take a tour together, Sharon.
Okay.
We could go take a tour of the creamery.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah. This not only helps you learn about some of your city's largest employers, it's a source of on-air content. Yeah, they are talking to
They
us.
are.
You can talk up your tour before you go. You can name drop the people you met after your tour. You can sprinkle into your show bits of trivia learned on the tour. And if they allow it, you can get audio from the business, perhaps a 30-second interview about the numbers behind the business, such as how many pounds of candy they use each day or sugar to make their products. Oh, yeah, and don't forget to take lots of photos for your station, show, website, social media pages, family memories. This is good information for families, too, not just
It is.
us co-hosts.
That's interesting. The way they word that. Maybe we should have read that before.
Yeah.
But no, actually, I do think I don't think they offer tours of our creamery over there, but they are making ice cream and stuff, and you can see what they're doing through the window, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, well, when they first opened, they let us go in.
Oh.
You know, they had a little tour type thing. Yeah. So,
I
yeah,
know
on that open house day or something. Yeah.
I know in the back they try to keep things pretty clean back
Oh,
there,
yeah,
which is appreciated.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So now that we've done that, these are some socially unacceptable things to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about them because that's what we do here. Like I say, I'm professionally awkward, and I think this goes right along with that. So it says we would prefer not to talk about our weight, mental health, family dramas, and money. But a survey revealed what is and isn't acceptable to talk about, with emotions, religion, and fertility all considered more socially acceptable to discuss than finances and debt.
Huh.
Interesting. So these are ranked from most to least, the most socially unacceptable things you can talk about. Obviously, number one is your personal sex life. You don't talk about that
Nope, you don't.
in public. I guess depending on who you are and what you do, but generally, no.
Yeah.
Bodily functions.
Probably not.
Again, maybe with your doctor.
Yeah.
Some can be funny, but try to keep those to yourself as well. Unless you're 8, then the younger your age, the more funny a lot of those bodily functions
Yeah.
are, and more free to talk
And
about.
if you're a 5th grade boy.
Right? Your salary, how much money you make.
Yeah.
Yep. The amount of debt you're in, which, sometimes a lot of people think that's taboo. I know some people that don't talk about finances with their kids within the house.
Yeah, and what a disservice they do.
I think it's really, really important. I think this is one of those things, your finances, your debt, that kind of thing is sort of, some have carried that over from traditions, but I think it's important for your kids to learn this stuff as they grow up and learn, in a lot of cases, how not to manage your debt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We did a thing one time where we didn't cash out money, but I think we probably used Monopoly money. I don't know. But we had the amount of Gino's take-home pay, and then we divided it between all of us. And then we said, okay, how much ever money everybody had. Now we all have to pay. These are some of the things we had to pay. We had to pay the house bill, and everybody had to give me so much money. And then you had to pay the insurance, and you had to pay this. And pretty soon they caught on that they weren't going to end up with any money.
Yeah. So then moving on, some of these things, I think these are more, again, these things are more traditionally things that we don't talk about. Some of these I think are kind of damaging to not discuss. I think some of these things, as we're discovering, we need to start getting these things out in the open, because it's not good for our mental health. It's not good for our society a lot of times to keep pushing these things under the rug. Miscarriage, infertility. Miscarriages happen, and I think there's a certain amount of
and there's a loss
shame behind it. There is.
Yes,
There is, and there's a process. And if you don't want to talk about it, then of course don't talk about it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody discussing it.
Because there is a grieving process.
Addiction, religion, asking someone's age. Now this one I think still counts. Don't ask people their age unless you're filling out a form.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends. Some people don't care.
I don't care.
I think that's the thing that as time goes on, another one that people don't really care that much about anymore.
And especially if you tell them your age and somebody says, well, you don't look that old. That's a compliment.
Right?
Yeah.
Or it could go the other way. Oh, really? I didn't think you're that old. No, don't do that. Don't ever say that. Discussing someone's race, their weight. This one. Don't do this. Talk about other people's lives.
Yeah, that's pretty gossipy.
Gossip, yeah. And here's one that I think it is important to be more open about these discussions. Your mental health.
Yes.
I think as we've discovered more as time goes on about mental health, it's really important to not pretend these things don't happen, because it'll just get worse and worse. And as a society, as we continue to ignore these problems, they just get worse.
Yeah.
So. Drugs, sort of along the same lines. Family dramas. Yeah, keep your family drama to yourself. Yeah. Sexism, parenting techniques, politics, and emotional feelings. And the next question here is things people are okay talking about that you're not okay talking about. You ever have people that just start blurting stuff out that you're like, why would you talk about that in public?
Sometimes, but at the moment, I can't even think of one.
Oh, I know. I think a lot of those were covered by that list.
Yeah.
Especially family reunions. You get someone just blurting stuff out. My mom's like, she has no filter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. She'll just start talking about medical stuff and again bodily functions and that kind of stuff that really have no place at the dinner table, Mom.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We used to have reunions with Gino's family, and he had one aunt that was always talking about incidences that happened when she was a kid, and how she and this brother couldn't get along, and, things like that. And it's like, this is like a long time ago, like 50, 60 years ago, and you're still bringing it up,
Oh, yeah. Or, you've got...
That's some of the family drama you get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or people that bring stuff up that someone did when they were a child, and they're now sitting next to you at the table, like in their 40s or 50s. Come on, that was a kid. Kids do dumb stuff. So, yeah. All right. So why don't you go ahead and do the next two, Sharon, because the next one's only one sentence.
Okay. This is National Pet Month.
Yeah.
So it asks us to gather comments on air, then open the phones. It's National Pet Month. So if you have a comment, please put it on our Facebook page. In what crazy way do you pamper your pet?
Oh, we don't have our phone lines open, but go onto our Facebook feed and leave a comment and tell us ways you pamper your pet. Do you have any pets, Sharon?
Yeah, we have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Okay.
Yeah, and they get a lot of treats, and they're probably both overweight, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Same.
And one sleeps on the end of the bed, and yeah. And
Oh,
the other
yeah.
has a favorite chair he always sleeps in,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, we have 2 of them that sleep in the bed with us every night, and
Yeah.
2 of them, the bigger ones, we make them stay in the living room. They're not. We wouldn't be able to have any room left if they were on the bed.
You'd be
with
on
us.
the floor. They'd take over the bed and kick you out.
Man. But we do too much. We get those subscription boxes, and like the monthly. They come with
yeah,
treats
that's
and
pretty-
toys, and
Yeah, that's pretty spoiled.
And
of
they
them.
they know when the mailman comes and drops that box on the door. They can look out the window, and they
yeah?
see that box, and they'll start spinning in circles around the room, and hopping up and down on all 4 legs until we bring that box in, and we bring that in, and they try to take it out of the kids' hands, and they get excited, and
Oh my.
oh yeah, they know what that box is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do Christmas presents for your dogs?
No.
No. Oh, you don't. You don't.
No.
Oh, our dogs. They have their own stockings.
Oh my.
And they get their own stockings, and they get presents, and they love unwrapping their presents. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, go ahead and take us on to this
Okay.
next one here.
This is bad bosses.
Oh.
And so there are different things that people have said. Now, this person says that every day she spends most of her lunch hour break walking at a nearby park, eating a sandwich as she tries to get in her 10,000 steps. One day, the boss asked if once a week I'd take a small potted plant he keeps on his desk with me to the park, once or twice a week.
I don't know if that's a bad boss. I think that's kind of cute.
I think that's just silly. What does a plant need to go outside for? That's pretty funny.
Maybe the plant needed some fresh air.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe the boss could do that.
Yeah.
So someone else, once a month, their hotshot boss takes his small staff out for drinks after work. Every few months, he claims he has to leave early and looks to me to pick up the tab. When I ask him to be reimbursed, he says there's no budget for social events. Now that is a bad boss.
That is horrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yeah, you don't invite people to go places and then not take care of it. Unless you tell them up front.
Yeah.
Everybody's on their own. This is a pay your own thing,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you can invite them out and say, "Hey, we're all meeting here."
Yeah.
And then, but man,
Wow.
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So, and this is another one. It says on at least 2 occasions when her boss left the office, he's borrowed her umbrella to stay dry in the rain and never brought the umbrella back. So she lost 2 umbrellas to the boss.
That's horrible.
Wow. What did he think? They were just sitting there, that we just grow umbrellas in this office?
I would go on strike till my umbrella came back.
No, you wouldn't.
No, probably not. But umbrellas are a very personal thing, I think. You have your umbrella, and it's
yeah.
it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Wow.
And over here, we don't carry umbrellas, most of us. But if you lived in a rainy place over on the coast or other places, you keep umbrellas in the office because of the rain every once in a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or if you're a walker commuter or you have to walk to the subway, things like that, then you'd have an umbrella. We just run out to our car and we get wet on the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here we just park right up front, right outside the door, so I don't. It takes longer to take the umbrella up and down than it does to get to the car here.
You'd be standing in the rain while you're taking it down to get into the car.
Yeah.
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 One day, she says, one day my child's babysitter called me at work to say I should come home immediately because she wasn't feeling well. By the time I arrived, paramedics were at my house treating her for a mild stroke. When I called my boss to explain what was going on, he said, "No worries, take your time. When she's back on her feet, please pick me up a latte on your way back to the office." Excuse me, I'm not coming back to the office. My babysitter is not working, and I mean, this is me ad-libbing here.
Yeah.
And I am taking care of my children. I'm not getting you a latte.
No.
Oh my goodness.
That's terrible.
Yeah, when you have a mild stroke, you don't get back on your feet in 15 minutes. Oh my.
No.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right.
And the last one, then this office, they have an honor system beverage fridge in their break room. take a juice or a soda out, put $1 in the can. At least once a day, her boss asks her to get him a soda, but never offers to pay me back the $1 I paid for it.
Wow.
Well, maybe you just should put your hand out and say, give me $1 and I'll go get you a soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Put a delivery fee on there. Give me $2. I'll go get you one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you have a bad boss story?
Oh, I've got so many. I think the biggest one. I worked for a distributor. This was in Anchorage, and we were about to get married. And I this was about a month or so before we got married. My wife had to go to a business conference in Washington, D.C., and the timing, we were getting married over the weekend, and the timing for her to go to this business trip was Monday, the after our wedding, and she was going to be gone for about a week. And as a wedding gift, they were already paying for the hotel and everything. This was in Washington, D.C. They went ahead and bought me a plane ticket and said, hey, surprise, we're buying your husband a plane ticket since we knew you didn't, we were young. We weren't able to afford to take a proper honeymoon just yet. And so they're like, hey, the hotel was already paid for. Well, buy a plane ticket for your husband to come along with you. I went to my boss to ask for some time off. And this was in June. And he's like, well, it's a really busy time. I don't think we can give you the time off. I'm like, okay, but yeah, this is, I'm getting married, and this is a chance for me to take a honeymoon that we weren't able to take. And he got really mad at me and started giving me lectures on getting my priorities in life straight.
Oh, right there. That's a red flag.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, you know what? You know where my priorities are. And I quit right there on the spot.
Oh, wow.
And then he had the gall to look at me. He's like, okay, well, that's fine. When you come back, you can come back and reapply, and we'll give you your job back.
Did you even go near the building?
No. And I'm like, you could have just given me the time off.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was and once in a lifetime chance that I wasn't going to blow over
And what a memory you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a great time. So no
Well, that's
no
good.
regrets. No regrets. It wasn't that great of a job anyway. Do you have any bad ones? Any bad boss stories?
I can't really think of any. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell you what. Do we have time before the break? We got about 10, 15 minutes before the break. Do we have time to do some local stuff?
Oh, sure.
And see what's going on around town?
All right. So today is Wednesday, May 1st. Of course, we've already told you that, so you already know. And today is the golf course at the golf course soft pickleball from 9 to 11:30 for 18 and overs. Today, baseball districts start. Now, all the teams that have had some losses are starting to play, but Chewelah, because we have not lost one of our league games, we don't play until May 8th.
Wow, that's a big break especially for baseball.
Yeah, so we will be playing somebody that probably wins from these earlier games, and we play at Gonzaga University in Spokane.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that is cool. So tell me again. This is the
districts.
The districts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. So they've got like a first round bye in the playoffs. Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
Yep. And then we'll let you know a couple times, but the Center for the Arts Sit and Knit has been put on
hiatus
until September. Everybody's busy working outside and doing gardening and things like that, and so they may be knitting at home, but they're not getting together. So we'll let you know that a couple of times.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Tonight's Fired Up Pizza. They have bingo at 6. And tonight, the Women's Veterans Forum. Actually, it's not tonight.
Yes.
This morning from 8:30 to 9:30 is a Women's Veterans Forum. They're calling all women veterans for a She Served Forum. Connect and discuss the needs of women veterans in your region and how we can improve access to the benefits you earned. And this is at the Mystiqua Hotel out south of town. You can register or you can just walk in because it is kind of late to register since it's happening this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 10 o'clock, there will be a break from 9:30 to 10 at 10 a.m. this morning. And they have a Veterans Town Hall meeting. And this is Stevens County Veterans. Your Governor Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee wants to hear from you. Join us along with community partners as we hear updates on, what does WDVA services stand for? Washington Department of Veterans Association, possibly?
Maybe, or is it Women's Disabled Veterans?
I do not know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know that these are both for women. This sounds like the second one is for all veterans. So anyway, and PACT Act, the County Veterans Program, Suicide Prevention Program, and more. So if you're a veteran, this sounds like a good thing.
I just looked it up. That is the Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs.
Oh, I was right in
There you
guessing
go.
that.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So then also today is Cougar JV baseball at Colville. So I believe that's the last game for the JV.
Okay. Oh, I've got a couple more to add for today.
Okay,
so from
good.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is First Wednesday with Ted at the Chihuahua Library.
Oh, good.
And that's going to be, they're going to have their very own regional economic development specialist, Brandon Hansen, who's also one of our board members right here on the radio station.
And he's a
gonna be
very helpful person.
He really is.
Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge and a lot of things. So, yes, that's a good thing to go to.
He's a very smart feller.
Yep.
Or a fart smeller, depending. I don't know. And then Tech Help is at the Chihuahua Library from 3 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
So there we go.
And is that the same? Is it that Brandon or is that other people that are the Tech Help?
No, I believe that is somebody else. I don't have quite all the details on that, but that happens every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. at the public library. If you need any help with figuring out your computers or
and you don't have a 5-year-old grandson to help you.
Exactly.
Okay, tomorrow, Thursday, May 2nd, we've got a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Line dancing at the Chihuahua Senior Center from 2:30 to 4:30. It's the first and third Thursdays, the senior club meeting out at Valley for Chihuahua Valley and Springdale seniors. And I don't have the time on that, and I think you do.
I have it right here on my little slip of paper. So yeah, that's the Chihuahua Valley Springdale Senior Club meeting. That's at the Valley Fire Department at 3060 3rd Avenue in Valley. The phone number is 509-937-2246. Did anybody have their pen and paper handy to do that? I'll read it again at the end of this, and you can write it down. So yeah, like Sharon said, they meet the first and third Thursday of each month from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they have games and a potluck.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Fun.
And again, if you haven't, go grab your pen and paper. We'll give you a second of awkward silence. Ready? Okay. The phone number is 509-937-2246. There you go.
All right. Also, May 2nd is the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. It's putting on Authors Talk. Now, we have been wanting to do something with on First Thursday Art Walk, and so this is just something that's at first the Creative District started by doing something on First Thursday, and now we've added this. We don't know if we'll be adding other things, but we put the time at 6:30 so that you could go do the art walk. You can go to the Creative District, and then you could come and listen to our local authors, including Tawny Adams, Janet Breyer, Suzanne Greep, M.J. Lovell, Jackie McGregor, Paul Odian, and Greg Simon. And this is quite a diverse group. Some of them write children's books. Some of them write adult fiction. Some are nonfiction. It's just a really good group of authors.
It is. It kind of runs the gamut. We have quite a few. I know quite a few local authors that aren't even on that list. There's a lot of writers here in Chihuahua.
Yeah,
there really are.
And these are different than some of the ones that we had the last time we did an author's talk. So that's kind of fun. It's to go along with First Thursday Art Walk. It's First Thursday Craig and the DeBrats at the Fired Up Pizza. And
and that's Craig McQueen and The Brats are his parents, Doug and Sally.
And usually you call the kids the Brats.
Yeah, no, I love it. They're a fun group. Everybody knows that's our very own Dirt Road Doug.
Yeah.
From Thursday nights, he does our blues show, and his lovely wife Sally, and they're amazing, talented, full-grown adult, not a child. Craig. Yeah. Good stuff.
And the first Thursday Art Walk, which is always just. It's really an event that you don't want to miss. Between the art at,
The Trails and Gallery?
Yes, thank you.
You are
I
welcome.
can see it in my brain. It just, the name fell out. Between that and what goes on through other buildings in town, I'm not sure exactly where all they're having, but usually they have something at... Mountain, Maine.
Yeah, the Mountain Market on Main. There's usually something there. I know the Creative District isn't doing anything yet for the year. We've got.
Okay. So we're taking the Center for the Arts is kind of taking your spot.
There you go. There you go. I think we'll be. I'm not sure if we have anything planned there for June yet or not. But the statewide Creative District convening is going to be in town that week. So. We've been kind of focused on that overarching event rather than doing stuff for the art walk itself, but we might throw something together. But there's lots of good stuff going around with or without the Creative District doing anything. So
have fun. And the art that Tim has in his studio is just amazing. You can just go in there and spend a lot of time looking at stuff.
Oh, it really is.
Anything else you have on for Thursday?
The food bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Good. And now is it only open one day a week?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe it's open on Thursdays from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
They do good work there, though.
They do. They do. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody once made a comment that they had seen some fancy car at a food bank, and the commenter had said, "You just never know when you might need to have that kind of a service."
Right. Right, it happens to everybody. Everybody has a bad month or a bad year, or
you don't know when you'll lose a job or you'll have illnesses that and there is no stigma in needing help.
No, there's not. There shouldn't be.
Yeah. All right, Friday, May 3rd, we start the morning at 7:00 at the casino with the chamber meeting. All businesses and ordinary folks are invited to find out what's happening in Chihuahua if you'd like to come. Yeah.
Right.
It's adult pickleball from 9 to 11:30 up at the golf course. The VFW they do some great things. They have scholarship fundraiser dinners every once in a while, and they are having one that night. Now listen to this, what they're having. And you get this for $15, a sirloin steak, mashed potatoes, gravy. I know I'm not supposed to tell the prices and all that. I'm sorry, bite my tongue. Green beans with bacon, pie for dessert, coffee and ice water. Oh, my goodness. And then they have a raffle, and they have things, and they support the fundraisers. And they're the scholarships. Along with some of the others at the chamber, they were reporting that they're trying to earn enough money to give more scholarships so that the kids can have more and more kids can get benefited. So
very cool.
Yeah.
And so there's a basket raffle also that's happening at Quartzsite and before this dinner for the VFW as well during the art walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's going to be at the Quartzsite Brewery on Thursday evening. There's a basket raffle. They're going to have a sports basket, a wine basket, a golf, coffee. They're going to have a meat smoker. They have a plane flight and a bunch of other stuff that they're going to be giving away as a raffle in baskets at Quartzsite Brewery as a fundraiser for this scholarship.
Okay, and it says you don't need to be present to win. That's always good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if there's anything else happening. Well, we do have a thrown in there at the last minute Chihuahua Cougar baseball, and it's not a league, it's not the district, but it's at Chelan. So you have to be a really dedicated fan to want to go to Chelan to watch Cougar baseball.
But you might.
You might.
Or if you're going to be in Chelan, stop by and support our local team.
Yeah. And the Cougar track and field is having a home match, and they only have a couple of them because everybody wants to have their track events at their track.
Right.
So, and this one will be on Friday, May 3rd. So, Saturday, unless you have anything else for Friday.
I don't have anything else for Friday.
All right. Saturday is.
Wait.
Okay.
The Trails film. This is I'm not sure exactly what this is. It says Trails film at the Magic Lantern Theater in Spokane.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know. We kind of. I know it benefits our trails.
Oh, here we go. This is the World Trails Film Festival. That's at the Magic Lantern Theater in Spokane. Let's see. The Trails film is created by and for trail-loving communities. They're inspired by nature and culture and want to make an impact on the future of trails and the planet. They are in awe of the human spirit and all that is wild. And that's what this film festival is dedicated for. And it will. Oh, here we go. The proceeds for this film festival will benefit the Chewelah Valley Land Trust.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There we are.
All right. Saturday, May 4th, which is just a couple days from now, the citywide yard sale.
Yes.
And there are dozens signed up. I mean, there's so many signed up. You'll want to get the independent if you don't get it. And if you don't get it, shame on you. You should subscribe. I put in my little plug there, and I don't work for them or anything. I just think it's a wonderful resource for this community.
And I was talking with Jared the other day. I was asking him how it was going as when they were getting the map and stuff together. This year they've had more people having yard sales signing up for the community yard sale than ever. It's going to be a record community yard sale this year. It's going to be the biggest one ever.
Yeah, and it seems like he said at Chamber how many had signed up, and it was like it was a huge amount. I don't know.
I think it was in the 70s.
That's what I was thinking, like 75 or something like that, which seems unreal.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people have a lot of that, all that stuff we've been buying on Amazon all through COVID. It's time to get rid of it.
Some of it will still be in boxes.
Right? I've got stuff still in boxes. I do know, too, so the theater is having a fundraiser that day.
Yes, we're doing a yard sale, and the Creative District is doing a yard sale.
Yep.
So
and we've been having people donate. The Creative District's been having people donate stuff to sell at the yard sale.
Yeah.
They also have tables available if you weren't able to get signed up on that list. $10 gets you a table at the Aaron Huff Center during that yard sale.
Yeah, if you don't have enough to put out at your yard. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Also, Gold Hill Trail Work Party from 9 to 4. So if you go to that film on Friday night, you got to run home so you can get some sleep so you can get up and work.
Right.
But you know what? They will take you no matter when you come. You do not have to come from 9 to 4.
Right.
So you can go to a few yard sales. You can go up and work a while. You can work your way back through the golf course and go through some other yard sales.
Exactly. There's going to be yard sales at the golf course.
Yep. It's also the Stevens County Animal Outreach Pet Lovers Day, which is kind of fun. They will have, it says, come support Stevens County Animal Outreach and Becky's Best Buddies in celebrating all things pet. Bring your pets. There will be dog adoptions, walk your pet, vaccinate, microchip, reptiles, ponies, goats to pet. I don't want to pet a reptile. Ooh.
Oh.
Now, where is 110 North 2nd Street West?
110 North 2nd Street West. That is at the St. Paul Lutheran City Church, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so whether it's outside or inside, we don't know, but I assume the vaccine and microchip clinic, which is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., would be inside. But I also assume the Furry 5K, which is at 9 a.m., would be outside.
Yeah, unless they're going to run around a track inside the building.
Yeah, exactly. And then we go to Sunday, May 5th, which is Fired Up Pizza All Ages Blues Jam. Monday, Adult Pickleball. Cougar, I guess that other one wasn't the last one. Well, I don't know. I have JV baseball at Colville. I wonder if that is from last week. If you go to JV baseball, you talk to a baseball player and you'll know.
I just want to back up a little bit to Saturday.
Okay.
If you're on the the Chihuahua Chamber of Commerce website on their calendar, it does still have on there that Chihuahua's Got Talent because we were originally scheduled for May 4th. A few weeks ago, we switched that to the 11th. So
that's a good thing
May 11th.
Yeah, and I sent her a little blip last night when I was going through that calendar and said that, so hopefully they'll get that changed.
Yeah. And those tickets are available, by the way. They're available at ChihuahuasGotTalent.com. They're available at KCHW.org. If you see any of the posters around town, there's a QR code. You can scan them on the poster. We don't have those paper tickets quite up yet. I haven't had a chance to get those out. But hopefully this week, before I head out of town for the weekend, I'll get those tickets distributed around town.
Yeah, you need to because it's only like a week or two away, and there are people in this town that want the paper ticket in hand.
I forget about paper tickets, Sharon.
Yeah, but there are people that want to go and have that paper ticket.
Yes, there are. I'll get those out.
Yeah, okay. Then Monday is adult pickleball, and the reminder of no sit and knit until September.
Yep.
Next Tuesday, the Chihuahua Cougar Tennis League has a tournament at Whitworth at the college. Next Wednesday, a week from today, Chihuahua Cougar Baseball Districts at Gonzaga University, which is kind of fun, and Cougar Golf Districts at Asotin. So we've gotten a couple of teams that are getting into going farther, doing well in the season, which is exciting.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And a reminder, Farmers Market opens May 10th. Chihuahua's Got Talent, May 11th. Another Gold Hill work party. Then if you are interested in the Teen Conservatory, that is going to be held this summer, they are going to be putting on Little Women. Now, the flyer that went out said the auditions were May 29th. Well, they found out that was an activity like baccalaureate or something. I don't know exactly what's happening. So they've changed those to the 21st, and we'll keep announcing that. But this is for stage time students who are 6th through 12th grade. They'll have the auditions in May, but they don't even rehearse until July. And then they put on a performance in August. And we'll keep talking about that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we just have other things coming up in the distance, but that's what we got going the next week or two here in Chihuahua. It's a busy time.
There we go. We'll tell you what, before we head to our break, we got a few more minutes that we can spend before our break comes up. We got to take a break, thank our sponsors. Let's do a little trivia. You ready?
Oh, yeah,
You love it. This is your favorite part of the show, Sharon.
Yeah.
we only have a few questions here, so it won't be that bad. All right. Are you ready? You got your brain on?
Oh, yeah, I'm an oldest child. I can make up anything.
There you go. So each year in the U.S., there are approximately, and I'll give you a hint before we get started here. Put on your fifth grade boy hat.
Okay.
Each year in the U.S., there are approximately 45,000 accidents related to what?
Oh, it must be some kind of bodily function because we talked about that earlier, that boys.
It is related. It's not, this actual thing is an object. It's not a bodily function, but it is heavily related to bodily functions.
Well, fifth grade boys ride bicycles, and they show off. I do not know this one.
This is something in your home.
In your home.
Would you call it an appliance? I don't know if you'd call it an appliance or
something to do with the toilet.
It is the toilet. 45,000 accidents related to the toilet.
You know, I can understand that, especially if you go in there and you're so used to going in that you don't turn the lights on, or you trip on something that somebody left, or a dog toy, and you fall, or you slip and fall getting in and out of the bathtub. I can see that there could be some. It's a small room, but I can see that accidents happen.
I'm a little concerned in our house. I've been saying it for years. We're getting ready to do some renovations in our house, and they haven't happened yet, but in our brain, they're getting ready to happen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. That's getting over it mentally is the first part of the first step in the problem.
Yeah.
But one of the things we're going to be doing is moving the toilet from one side of the bathroom to the other.
Ooh, that's a major thing.
It is, and I'm wondering how many mishaps are going to happen, in the middle of the night, tripping, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we'll all be aware enough to not,
Yeah, and you only have one bathroom in your house.
We do.
So that's going to have to happen. The move has to go chung chung, and Yeah.
Well, part of that is to facilitate adding the second bathroom because it'll make things easier with the toilet on the other side of the room to then on the other side of the wall hook the two together and.
Oh. Oh, that's a nice improvement.
Yeah. We also have a very awkwardly shaped and put together bathroom. So when we get in the bathtub, the toilet's on the toilet should be on the side with the plumbing, not the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to get in when you start the shower. You have to get in and out of the bathtub under the running water. You can't get in on the other end where the water's not hitting. It's bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
Just a bad layout. So.
Well, my first place I lived in when I was young, you could sit on the toilet, turn the water on in the shower, and shut the door. It was so small.
Been there.
Yeah.
Been there. I've always dreamed of having I believe they call it a Japanese bathroom, where basically everything is one. The whole room is tiled. Basically, your entire bathroom is a shower.
Oh.
And your toilet paper, that kind of stuff, goes in a cabinet that seals with a seal on it. So then you just turn on the shower, and you're in the middle of the room. Everything is all in one.
Oh my!
You can actually you can use the toilet as a seat while you shower or multitask. Yeah.
Okay.
But
let's keep
it's
on
good for
moving.
Yeah, I'll stop there. All right. So next question here. About 400 of these have lived at the White House.
Dogs.
There you go. We'll take it. Animals, dogs, cats, and other pets.
Oh, yeah, because one of the presidents had a horse, and I'm sure they've
Yeah.
had reptiles and other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read a story. Oops, my alarm's going off there.
Oh,
So
good.
I believe the dog's name was Commander. The current president's dog was having some behavior issues with biting people in the White House. People come to the White House and the dog would go after them. The dog has been rehomed.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't put the dog down or do anything extreme, but they did find a home for the dog where it's going to receive more intensive training and more personal attention. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So the next one here, this is our last question here. Which one of these doesn't fit?
Okay.
And I wish I had a fun jingle for this because it seems like this one deserves a jingle. All right. So which one doesn't fit? Bank shot, combination, bogey, scratch, or break?
Well, they all sound like they're pool, related to pool.
You are on the right track.
And so tell me them again.
Bank shot,
Okay.
combination, bogey, scratch, or break?
How about a bogey?
You are correct, Sharon.
Does that have something to do with golf?
Yes, that
Okay.
is exactly it. You're right. You're right. Very good. Very good. Look, I even have I got rid of my applause because I had some applause over there, but it was pretty sad, so I deleted
Oh.
it. Yeah, it was like a yay. There you go, Sharon. All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break. We're going to come right back and we're going to thank our sponsors during the break. Get you some local news. We'll come back. We'll do some celebrity birthdays and some stuff that happened in the past.
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good.
Thank you so much for listening to KCHW 102.7. We will be right back.
It's 8:17.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet,
Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service NOAA newscast, May the 1st, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. Judge Juan Merchan handed down his first punishment to Donald Trump for violating the judge's gag order in the New York Hush Money trial Tuesday. He fined Trump $9,000 for 9 violations. That from CNN. They report the judge also warned the former president in his written order that continued violations could also lead to imprisonment. Once the trial itself began Tuesday, jurors heard from the attorney who negotiated both the Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal hush money agreements. The witness, Keith Davidson, detailed his encounters with then-Trump fixer Michael Cohen in the final days of the 2016 campaign to get the money promised to Daniels. We head next to Connecticut, where a bill would expand the state's paid sick leave law.
The initial 2011 law requires 40 hours of paid sick leave for workers and employers with 50 businesses or more. The new bill covers all workers regardless of their employer's size. Janae Woods-Weber with She Leads Justice says this legislation can benefit workers without access to paid sick leave.
These are people for whom taking a few hours off when their child has a cold or perhaps they need to take themselves to a doctor's appointment are the kinds of challenges that many of us don't worry about, those of us who do have access to paid sick days.
Small businesses were concerned about how this could impact them. To address those worries, the bill has a 3-year implementation cycle, giving them time to adapt. It also creates a task force studying the feasibility of providing tax credits to businesses with the smallest workforces. The bill passed the House and awaits further action in the Senate. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
An estimated 11% of workers are eligible for paid sick leave under the current criteria. And the Iowa Environmental Council has petitioned the Environmental Protection Agency to invoke emergency powers to protect sensitive soil and groundwater in northeast Iowa.
The council is holding a public webinar today and wants the EPA to address groundwater contamination in northeast Iowa's so-called driftless region. The groundwater there has a well-documented history of nitrate contamination. The council's Alicia Vasto says that's because the highly porous and soluble karst soil prevalent in the part of the state is susceptible to contamination from centralized animal feeding operations, or CAFOs.
So we did some analysis of private well data and public water systems and found that there was a lot of contamination of nitrate in those drinking water sources. And the state has really failed to take action meaningfully that would address those problems.
The state has said it is constantly working to upgrade groundwater quality standards and is in the process of taking public input on creating yet another set of rules. I'm Mark Moran.
This is Public News Service. Grassroots organizations are sounding the alarm about Tennessee's new law allowing teachers and other school employees to carry guns. Our Danielle Smith reports.
Over 450 children have lost their lives to gun violence in the U.S. this year. Kathy Barnett with Moms Demand Action predicts the new law won't enhance school safety. She notes the community worked to get an extreme risk protection order passed after the Covenant School shooting. But Republicans passed legislation this year blocking local governments from passing their own versions of these protection orders.
Already, we have seen the largest counties say, no, they are not going to implement it. They trust their law enforcement. They trust that they have SROs already in their schools. They feel like its dangers are just too much.
Barnett adds even some of the smaller counties have said they will not implement it. Supporters of the new Tennessee law say it will make schools safer.
And access to reduced-price medications is a necessity for many rural Missourians with low income.
Republican State Senate Leader Cindy O'Loughlin says Big Pharma is trying to confuse legislators with unrelated hot-button topics such as abortion access and illegal immigration in a last-ditch effort to stop the state from joining a program that would force drug makers to sell medicines at a discount.
Appealing to nuclear topics which really do not apply in this situation is a disingenuous way to try to defeat a bill that is actually good for Missouri.
O'Loughlin says the program's transparent and uses the tax money saved to help low-income families deal with chronic conditions such as diabetes. The drug makers object to the government forcing them to give significant discounts, arguing that hospitals and for-profit pharmacies' bottom lines, particularly those owned by pharmacy benefits managers, are being exploited. Nationally, 46% of contract pharmacy agreements involve pharmacies linked to the three largest benefits managers. Farah Siddiqui reporting.
Finally, on this May Day, our Mike Moen reports Wisconsin groups are rallying in Green Bay to highlight a key issue facing the working class, the ability to retire.
The American Federation of Government Employees is co-leading demonstrations around the state, with attendees calling on Congress to fully fund Social Security. These debates have been around for a while, but the Federation's president for Council 220, Jessica LaPointe, says the problems run deep right now, with chronic underfunding resulting in staffing woes at field offices.
Service delays are far and wide, and it could take, more than 4 months to start your retirement benefits.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here are some interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
All right now.
Here we go
Come
again.
on. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're back with the KCHW Morning Show. It is the Wednesday Community Roundup with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and Sharon Ludwig. And we are back from our break.
We are.
Yeah. I know we talked about a couple things during the break. We had. Do you want to talk about? Do you want to get right into talking about Sherry?
Yeah. For all of those who knew Sherry Freeman, she passed away day before yesterday. She'd been fighting cancer for the last several years, and she outlived what the doctors thought she would do.
By years,
By
right?
years. Yeah.
Years.
There will be a visitation this next coming Monday and Tuesday at the Chihuahua Danicus from 1 to 5 each day. And then we will let the community know when she will have a memorial. They're in the works of planning that. We don't want to give any dates because it could change,
Right.
Right. But we just send out our heartfelt love to her family and to her.
Yeah.
And we're really glad that last summer we had a celebration of life, and people thought she'd passed away, and we said no. Catherine organized it, and she says we should have something when people are alive, when we know that they're in their last years or so. And so we had a big party over at in the grass by the park, behind our building, behind the center.
Yeah.
And it was a great day. You know, we had a barbecue. People came, visited with her, brought stories, all kinds of things. Yeah.
I was there. It was actually one of the neatest things.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, there was a hint of sadness to it, but it was not a sad day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a happy day. There were probably some tears here and there, but no. You know, I would highly if you know somebody that's going through some stuff. I think it was such a great sort of healing, loving, wonderful moment.
Yeah, and I would have never thought of that. But,
yeah.
You know, it's good to have new people come to the community with new ideas,
Yes.
and that was a good idea.
No, I think that was fantastic. And even just telling people about it, that this thing that we're doing this weekend, and people were like, oh, my goodness, I'm going to do that, if I ever have the chance.
Yeah.
And I just think she was a wonderful woman.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
she did so much good for the community, and anybody who ever worked with her or had anything to do with the theater, just a pleasure.
And she worked for the post office for years, so you may have had her as your postal carrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Sherry, we'll miss you. Mitch and family, our condolences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and... it seems weird to just kind of move on from that, but yeah. So we will all miss Sherry. But let's go ahead. The show's got to go on. Let's go ahead and move on to our celebrity birthdays.
Okay. So we have reality TV star from American Chopper, Paul. I do not know how to say.
Tuttle. I believe it's Tuttle.
Senior is 75. Dan Florek from Law & Order SVU is 74. I'm not sure which person that is. I know that those shows are watched at our house.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch any of those shows. I know.
I don't really either. But
other than the dun dun, that's Law & Order, right?
It could be. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Tim McGraw. Now, why does it say 1883? Is that the name of his group?
He's a country singer, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What is 1883? I guess
I don't know what that means.
Maybe
anyway,
he had an album. Is he in a TV show?
I don't know. He's 57.
There we go.
Director Wes Anderson is 55.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey is 42. Lizzie Green from A Million Little Things is 21. Social media personality Charlie D'Amelio is 20. I do not know some of those people.
In a lot of these reality stars, the reality stars especially, unless they're the really famous ones just from seeing stuff about them, I don't really know who a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan. So it happened today. In 1915, the Lusitania departed New York City on her 202nd final crossing of the North Atlantic. 6 days later, the ship was torpedoed off the coast of Ireland with the loss... Oh, goodness. It was torpedoed off the coast of Ireland with the loss of 1,198 lives, including 128 Americans. That roused American sentiment against Germany. So I guess that was during a precursor to World War I, or was that during World War I?
I don't know. 1915. I'm not sure. I never was very good at history.
No. I was pretty good. 1918 is a date that sticks in my head. I could be. I'm probably wrong. 1931, the Empire State Building was dedicated in New York City. Then 1939, in the May issues of Detective Comics number 27, which appeared on newsstands on this day, a new crime fighter, the Batman, debuted.
In 1939.
1939.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
So today is... Are you a fan of any comic stories or any comics whatsoever?
No, but I used to read the Superman ones that my brothers had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Superhero fatigue is a term that's being thrown around lately because there's been, especially with Marvel, there have been so many movies made, and they just kind of throw them at you. I've always been more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan, except for Batman. For some reason, the DC comics, they seem to be a little cleaner, a little more, polished, they don't have the rough around the edges that a lot of the Marvel ones. Batman has always been the one that stood out to me. Above all else, Batman has always been my favorite of any of the comic books.
And does DC stand for this Detective Comics?
I believe so, yes. Yes, it does.
Because I've heard that term, but I didn't know what it was until it shows here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Batman. He's just got a little. He doesn't have superpowers. Well, other than being rich, which I guess in this day and age is a superpower, but always my favorite. Anyway, 1967, Elvis Presley married Priscilla Bailulu, a daughter of U.S. Army colonel at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. They then divorced in 1973. 6 years later. Hold on. Pardon me. Then in 1989, Disney MGM Studios opened at Walt Disney World near Orlando, Florida. 1989. That wasn't... Wow.
Well, that's over 35 years ago?
Well, I guess that's Disney MGM. Walt Disney World was already there. I guess I've never even heard of Disney MGM Studios.
I don't know either. Huh.
Oh, it opened at Walt Disney World. That's the film studio. Okay, I get it. Sorry. I was thinking like a crossover between like Universal Studios type. I mean, I know MGM is not Universal, but I thought maybe like a second theme park. But no.
Yeah.
The picture studio opened in Disney World. I got it.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes me a minute to get these things. 1991, Charles Osborne of Anthon, Iowa. He passed away at age 97. Though he lived a normal life, he hiccuped continuously every few seconds for 69 years.
Oh, my goodness.
That sounds horrible.
It does.
Have you ever had hiccups you can't get rid of?
Yeah. I'm trying to make hiccup sounds.
I think that's pretty good, actually. You fooled me. I was about to get you a glass of water. No, though, seriously, have you ever had hiccups that won't go away?
Yeah, but you use... Like you take a spoonful of sugar and they go away,
I always do the trick where you breathe 3 times, breathe in really deep 3 times, and then on that third one, you hold it in for as long as you can. That usually seems to help.
Oh, yeah.
But
there's breathing into a bag and all kinds of things.
I've also had some that just won't go away, and by the time I've had some that lasted a couple of days where they just wouldn't stop, and it just literally, every hiccup starts to feel like someone's hitting you in the chest with a baseball bat. It gets incredibly painful. I can't imagine. I guess after some period of time you get used to it or you develop a technique. But
69. So that means he was in his 20s, his late 20s, when he started. Wow.
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 So then 2003, in what became known as Mission Accomplished speech, U.S. President George W. Bush declared that major combat operations in Iraq have ended. He was on board the USS Abraham Lincoln off the coast of California. He added that the difficult work remained ahead. Then 2011, President Barack Obama announced that we got Osama bin Laden. He was killed by I believe Navy SEALs. Was it Navy SEALs, Special Forces?
Something like that.
Yeah, May 2nd. There we go. And then 2019, New York City named a street Sesame Street at the intersection of West 63rd Street and Broadway in honor of the show's 50th anniversary.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Bring us into our special events. Today's May 1st. We got a whole bunch of them.
May is National Chocolate Custard Month, Barbecue Month, Clean Air Month, Get Caught Reading Month, Mental Health Month, Hamburger Month, Salsa Month, Bike Month, Motorcycle Awareness Month. Oh, that's a good one because it's spring and people are starting to ride their motorcycles.
Oh,
so
yeah.
be aware of
I see them out. Yeah. Be aware. They're going to be out. Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Women's Health Care Month, Older Americans Month, National Smile Month, National Egg Month, National Salad Month, National Strawberry Month. Oh, we could probably think of some more.
Right? Let's just add to the list.
Yeah. And today, of course, is Couple Appreciation Day, Executive Coaching Day, Frequent Flyer Day. You got to fly to get that. Global Love Day, International Workers Day, May Day, Salad Day, Phone In Sick Day so that you can have a salad at May Day.
There you go.
Mother Goose Day, Chocolate Parfait Day, Purebred Dog Day, New Homeowners Day, World Carnivorous Plant Day, Save the Rhino Day, School Principals Day, Therapeutic Massage Awareness Day, and Worthy Wage Day. My goodness, there's enough days today that you should take a holiday and stay home.
Yeah, just stay home. Just don't do anything today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Purebred Dog Day, I'm wondering, so we have a couple of the doodle breeds, we've got two golden doodles. Are they just mutts? Are they just designer breed mutts?
They could be unless you get papers on them.
Yeah.
But
they're not purebred. They're just bred with other breeds. But I always consider them they're just overpriced mutts, basically.
We've got one that's Alaska something. Anyway, and both the parents were papered, but he's not. He's just a cute little mutt.
Love him to death. But yeah. Big fan of rescue dogs too.
Yes.
Yeah. So our number of the day, 57. 57. Those were the number of countries that were involved in World War II.
Wow.
Wow, they don't call it World War for nothing. Hopefully World War II is the last one of those we ever have.
Yeah. But unfortunately, there seems to be wars happening around the world almost always.
Right.
You can't look at any period of time and there wasn't a war somewhere. And usually it's for selfish reasons. Somebody's wanting somebody else's land or somebody
resources.
Or resources.
We've been involved in wars for decades now over, money and oil and all kinds of other stuff that really probably shouldn't matter.
Let's just talk.
Right. We have the internet. We have technology these days. I don't think we need to do it. I don't understand why we're still doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Haven't we evolved past this? You'd think. I would think.
I would think so too.
Why can't we just get the country's smartest people to sit down and have a chess tournament or something?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
I like it. I wouldn't want to do like an IQ contest with our leaders because I don't know if any country would have any winners out of that one.
The way some of them act.
I think we would need to.
And some of our most compassionate people are not our most intelligent.
Right. That's true. That's true. All right, so we've got about 20 minutes left in the show. Let's just go ahead and roll right into the news attack, Sharon.
Okay.
This is where the first part is a true story. The second part is a very badly written joke. Sorry about that.
In Poland, a man was sentenced to prison for vandalizing a famous painting. Now it looks as if the Mona Lisa has a neck tattoo. Oh, dear. Are we going back and forth? Or am I doing
let's go back and forth. Yeah, that's, you got to stay with the times. The Mona Lisa, she's just staying current, So according to a survey, over half the British adults admitted to having relations in a public place. The other half admitted to being thoroughly grossed out by seeing the other neighbors having relations in a public place.
Oh, yeah.
Probably could have skipped that one.
Senator Ted Cruz is proposing that airlines be allowed to keep our money if they cancel a flight unless we submit a refund request in writing. So not only do you get to miss your flight, but you also get homework.
Wow.
So
I've seen this in the news lately. There's a bill that's gone out to make all the airlines, if they cancel your flights, give you a refund, which
makes sense. They're the ones canceling.
It makes sense to me. If you order something off of Amazon and you don't get that item, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't see why a plane flight. Why? All right. So anyway, to go along with that, did you hear that Senator Ted Cruz, he's proposing the airlines be allowed to keep our money if they cancel a flight unless we submit a request in writing?
I think I did hear that.
I heard that somewhere. I bet he also wants us to write the airline thank you notes if the flights arrive on time.
A man set a new record by hugging 1,123 trees in 1 hour. And he set a record for the most splinters in 1 hour.
In related news, coming this fall on ESPN, coming this fall on ESPN, extreme tree hugging.
Oh, silly. Survey finds that many parents feel overwhelmed by information when it comes to their children's nutrition. Here's the only thing you need to know. Vegetables.
Vegetables.
And if you want to give them sweets, fruits.
Fruits, yeah. Did you have a hard time getting your kids to eat veggies?
Yeah, some, because some of them, they have a dad who doesn't like some vegetables. I finally had to say, just be quiet about that. I know you don't like cooked carrots, so don't tell them. So then the younger kids like cooked carrots. The older ones didn't because they saw their dad not like them. You know, things like that.
You know, there's a thing. I think it skips a generation as far as, you know, canned versus fresh vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Because my dad told stories growing up, he only ever got canned vegetables. So when we were growing up, he only ever wanted to cook fresh vegetables because he hated canned vegetables. I, of course, loved canned vegetables. I wanted like the canned green beans and all that. Loved them. Still love them. But yeah, I think it kind of skips a generation. I was also, and my wife now also despises broccoli. Broccoli was not a thing that we ever had in our house growing up. And to this day, if I go to somebody's house, if I go to an event and there's broccoli out on the table, I will eat it all. I will hoard that broccoli. I will stand there in front and I'll just eat the whole tray. But luckily, no one else does. So,
well, you know, I had never even seen broccoli or cauliflower until I went to college because it was not something we had in our home. My mom didn't like it. And when I was growing up in the 60s, you didn't spend that much time with your friends at dinner time. You were at your own home usually at dinner. So and they didn't serve broccoli or cauliflower at school lunches.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I still remember the very first time I ate broccoli and liked it. I was actually having dinner at a friend's house. And I was like, oh, what is this? No, I'm not going to try that. And she told me to pretend I was a giant and I was eating trees. And I was like, oh, okay. And then from then on, I liked it because I was pretending I was a giant eating trees. And I guess maybe that's where I got the taste for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Love this stuff. All right. Was that you? That was you.
Yep.
Okay, so research shows that even one energy drink can be dangerous for your health. Researchers found that it spikes both your blood pressure and a key stress hormone, which can lead to cardiovascular risk. The good news is, even if you're having a heart attack, you'll still have enough energy to sprint to the hospital.
Oh, dear. Whoever thinks he's up, they really have to think, don't they? They spend a little bit of time.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, I've had in my life been, I guess you'd call it an addiction to the energy drinks. Where I just drink them every day and you kind of get in the habit. And I had to stop because I would get heart palpitations.
Well, now you know why.
From these energy drinks. And I can't do them anymore. They just make me feel sick. But
wow.
But I used to, every day, I'd drink 3, 4, or 5 of these things. And I'd get the big cans of them. Just, especially doing construction, you know, all day, every day, just to get that little boost of energy. But then they stop giving you the energy. So
so you had to have more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good for you.
They're not good for your wallet either. They're pretty expensive.
No, they're basically just pure poison.
Yeah.
Pure poison. All right. So before we get to the wacky but true, let's go ahead and get onto these news and nuggets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bride and groom send guests a list of 15 wedding rules. Oh, dear. It's every bride and groom's dream to have a seamless wedding celebration, but sometimes guests can throw a wrench into the works. One couple decided to be upfront about their expectations and sent out a list of 15 rules for their upcoming nuptials, whatever. While some rules were standard wedding etiquette, others raised a few eyebrows. Now let's see how many of these we might have had at our wedding. Reddit users shared the list of rules. Some of them straightforward, some a bit offbeat. Some of them do not get in the photographer's way. Well, now that's a good rule. That makes sense because they're paying him to record the day. They don't want you walking through in his way.
That was reasonable, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the attire is black and or gold, not red, blue, green, and definitely no white. Well, that's kind of different, isn't it? Yeah. I can understand no white because it's the bride's day. But I don't care for all black.
I've been to some weddings where they asked people to dress a certain way and, you know, weren't necessarily strict about it, but you also didn't get in the pictures if you didn't dress.
All Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah.
Huh?
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not rearrange seats. We have a seating chart for a reason. Well, that makes sense too, because you don't want to put Aunt Henry by Uncle's somebody else because
Right.
they're going to argue.
Especially for catering, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it
that's
could, yeah.
again reasonable. I think. I don't think
Yeah.
that's a Bridezilla thing.
No. If you didn't put out any money for the wedding, keep your should'ves, could'ves, would'ves to yourself. Your opinion is irrelevant. You know, that's a good thing,
Okay,
too.
this
Yeah.
one, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
your mouth shut.
Yeah. It's their party.
Yeah. This day isn't about you.
Pace yourself when drinking. Yeah, nobody wants a drunk at a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants a drunk anywhere.
No, do not get too drunk and ruin your family member's wedding. Because
Yeah.
if you get too drunk at your family member's wedding, you will ruin their wedding.
Yeah.
Just don't.
And you will be remembered forever on how you ruined the wedding. Yeah.
And if you do have too much to drink and you are asked to leave, do so quietly
Yeah.
and politely and very, very apologetically.
Yeah. Yeah. No big announcements or proposals. Yeah, that's a really no-no. Don't announce that you're having a baby or propose to your girlfriend of 5 years. It's not your day.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bride and groom's day. Let them shine.
Yep.
Yeah. If you can't handle or dislike the music being played, simply go home.
Mhm.
This is a celebration, not a funeral.
Yep.
Do not sit down all night. What does that have to do with it? I guess they want you mingling and visiting,
I mean,
dancing. I
That
don't know.
one, what if you're a person that can't be on your feet?
Yeah.
For more than
yeah.
yeah.
No outside liquor. If caught, you will be escorted out. I think that's reasonable too.
Mhm.
You know.
I guess it depends on the event, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if it's a more casual thing, then maybe. But especially if you're somewhere that has liquor licenses and rules, and if you're at if you're at an official venue, then no, because you'll actually put their license and their business at risk. So don't do that. Don't do that. Plus, it kind of goes along with the don't get drunk at your cousin's wedding.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so the next one here, French biotech company Neoplants has introduced the Neopex, the world's first bioengineered houseplant created to combat indoor air pollution. The plant utilizes genetically engineered bacteria to target and eliminate volatile organic compounds, otherwise known as VOCs, which are common pollutants found in homes. Neoplant says Neopex is capable of removing 30 times more VOCs than a traditional houseplant. Okay. Typically, indoor air pollution can be significantly higher than outdoor, posing health risks like eye irritation, headaches, even serious conditions like liver damage and cancer. While options like opening windows or using mechanical air purifiers do exist, Neoplant's co-founders say they were determined to find a more effective and sustainable solution. The plant, $119.
That's a lot of money, but if you are affected by indoor air pollution, that would probably be worth it.
Have you ever noticed you go into somebody's house that is full of plants and the air feels a little cleaner, it feels a little nicer? I've noticed that.
I have not.
Well, unless they overwater and their house smells like mold from all the.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't keep them alive though, so it's not my house.
So, yes, it is harder for women to lose weight. We all knew that already.
Yep.
Research confirms what many frustrated women have long suspected. Women have a harder time losing weight with exercise compared to men. The study from the American College of Sports Medicine found that men have a distinct advantage because they don't have to work out as long or as hard as a woman to get in shape. And while exercise in men speeds metabolism right off the bat, a woman's body reacts to exercise like a short-term starvation, and metabolism slows down to preserve weight, but only for about 2 or 3 weeks. That means women have to start exercise and stick with it. Stopping and starting is not good. Years ago, I remember reading that if you had a man and a woman in a hospital bed doing totally, whatever, and not moving or not getting up, same size, same weight, the man would lose weight faster than the woman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've experienced that with my wife. We'll in the past we've gone on diets, whatever, start walking, do stuff to try to lose weight. And it gets to be a frustration because I will immediately start dropping weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she will actually gain weight initially because, like you said, because the bodies respond differently, and she goes into starvation mode and actually preserves that weight temporarily and has to work harder to get to that point.
Well, and part of that is a woman's body is made to create a new life, and so your body stores fats for a new baby. You know, so it's just unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
I will say, when we do lose weight, though, she has a tendency to keep the weight off longer.
Oh,
and
so
I
you
have a
do
tendency to just
you do
shoot
the yo-yo thing.
immediately back up.
Oh yeah.
So I know I lost a bunch of weight a few years ago from a bunch of different stuff, and I have noticed myself some of my clothes I bought don't fit anymore, which is a little distressing. Of course, I was paralyzed along with that, and my muscles had atrophied, and some of those are getting bigger. But that's just an excuse.
Yeah.
There are
So
things
you're
that
going
don't
to have
fit
to
anymore.
start walking to the radio station again.
You know, looking at those nighttime weather forecasts, I might start riding my bike to work in the morning.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, I like that. Except sometimes I have too much stuff to carry, and I need
That is the trouble, isn't it?
I know.
So you
I
put a
know.
basket on the front, or you have a trailer on the back.
Ooh, the trailer's a nice idea.
Yeah.
I do have a little trailer that I could mount up there. Yeah. Good idea. Okay, so Lauren Sanchez, the girlfriend of Jeff Bezos, says she's facing legal trouble after a former yoga instructor accused her of stealing the idea for a children's book. Alana Zabel claims she shared the concept of her self-published book, Dharma Kitty Goes to Mars, with Sanchez in 2022, with the intention of donating the proceeds to charitable organizations. According to the instructor, she not only provided Sanchez with copies of her books, but also discussed the idea of collaborating on a children's book during their yoga sessions. Zabel alleges that despite their conversations, Sanchez moved forward with her own children's book, The Fly Who Flew to Space, without crediting or involving her in the process.
Well, how's a kitty close to a fly? Maybe it's the same type of story.
Maybe the same story, different creature.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's only so many stories out there. A lot of them are similar. You know, the Cinderella story is in all kinds of different types, you know. Yeah.
Wow. Let's go ahead, Sharon. Let's move on to the wacky but true. That's the next section down there.
Okay.
If you just scroll down a little bit.
Wacky but true. Got it.
And we'll only do a few of these because we're running a little bit behind today.
Okay.
And then we'll get on out of here and let everybody get on their day.
Okay. Firefighters in Japan had to rescue a toddler placed in a coin-operated locker by her parents so they could have a quiet dinner alone. The 5-month-old baby girl was placed in the locker while her parents grabbed a bite to eat. A passerby called police after hearing the baby's cries. The parents arrived back at the locker as firefighters were using a crowbar to pry the door off. The baby was unhurt. The parents were reprimanded but not charged. I can't imagine.
What?
In Japan, they should have been charged. They locked a baby up in the dark in a... Oh, my goodness. That is terrible.
That actually makes me mad.
Yeah.
Those parents should be in prison.
Yeah. They could take the baby with them, and the baby could... Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I could just get really mad over here.
Yeah, we should just move it. I'm getting madder and madder. Wow. No, I'm going to stop. Stop. That actually does make me mad. So a dog in the UK had to be taken to the vet after eating a Homer Simpson toy. And that's the whole story.
Okay. I don't know what else goes with it.
Okay.
A 20-year-old man in Florida found himself in hot water after reportedly launching a fried chicken attack on his sister. Kane Medley allegedly threw pieces of chicken at his sibling during a heated argument in their Clearwater, Florida home, with one piece hitting her in the back. The unusual incident stemmed from Medley's hunger and refusal to accept a piece of chicken offered by his sister. Claiming he became upset due to not having eaten, Medley used the poultry as projectiles in the domestic clash. Despite citing a hanger defense, he was arrested for domestic battery and taken into custody. Now, it says he's 20, but it doesn't say how old the sister is, if she was younger or older, because that does make a difference. Not in his behavior, but it makes a difference in her cooking.
I don't know. That just kind of makes me want some fried chicken.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Oh, speaking of, I brought my breakfast and I forgot. I think I left it sitting on the counter at home, which means the dogs have now eaten it.
Oh.
It did have fried chicken in there, though. Yeah, it did. Okay, so I'm going to skip on down to the last one here, and then we'll get out for the day. In Western England, a man attempted to prove to a group of strangers at a bus stop that a wild fox in town was harmless. As the fox approached him, he confidently declared, "People are scared of it for no reason," only for the fox to then nip at his leg, giving him an injury. The onlookers couldn't contain their laughter as the man hobbled away, nursing his fox-induced wound.
Well, I'd be really worried about rabies or something because foxes aren't, a wild fox especially, is not normally are comfortable around people.
Right.
You know, and so you'd worry about something being wrong, that fox is in town.
Right.
At the bus stop.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, I'd probably laugh at him too, though. Hopefully he went to the hospital and got checked and got the rabies shots and what else. But no, leave the wild animals alone, folks.
Yes, absolutely.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. All right. Well, that about wraps us up for today. We're going to get out of here. But first, you can tune in right here tonight on KCHW from 6 to 9 for Dr. Jazz. No, I was reading the wrong day. Apologies. 6 to 8 p.m. is Music for the Mountain. 8 to 10 p.m. is our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain with Dirt Road Blues live here in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we are getting weird on you with Planetary Radio. Well, not all of it's weird. Some of it is. Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock Total, which comes from the SETI Institute, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and a little ditty from the Daily Earth Date. So there you go. And before we go, too, I want to remind everyone that Chewila's Got Talent tickets, May 11th. We've got a great show lined up for you. We have our final lineup picked out. The auditions are in the books. And we've got 10 acts for you. It's going to be a 2-hour show on May 11th. We'd like to give a special shout out to our sponsors for the show. We have, I'm doing this off memory, so if I forget you, I apologize, but I think I got everybody. We have Country Chevrolet, Andy Sandwich and Sports, the Yale Press, SETI's Ace Hardware, the Independent. We have the Chewelah Creative District, Gino and Sharon Ludwig. And special thank you to the Chewelah Center for the Arts for kind of partnering us with this event and letting us use the theater for the show on the 11th. And Jay for helping us with the sound, and you for helping judge and help organizing everything.
Yep.
It's going to be a great show.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm excited.
And that's a week from Saturday, and this Saturday is the citywide yard sale.
Yes, it is. Yes,
and
it is.
So you can either be a participant by going out and buying other people's treasures, or you can set up your own, or you can get a table at the Creative District.
That's right.
At the Aaron Huff Memorial Building. Or you can donate to different organizations that are having a yard sale.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So if you have just a few things and you want to donate and help some other group, do it.
Exactly.
It's a good time to clean out and get rid of stuff.
Exactly.
And get more stuff.
Right? All right, everybody. That does it for our show. We'll be back tomorrow with myself and Scott Allen for the Thursday. We're not the Three Amigos anymore. Alan is on hiatus. So I guess we're just two wild and crazy guys.
I guess so.
All right, everybody. You have a good day. Thank you so much for listening to KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio.
It's 9